Hi, my name is Myasia Mix, and this is my Living Museum project. My project is on Susie King Taylor. She was an African-American nurse, teacher, and author who was born into slavery. She's known for being the first black nurse to serve during the American Civil War. Before I continue, I want to talk a little bit about why I chose Miss Taylor. So I chose Susie King Taylor because I believe her story deserves to be remembered and celebrated. She was an extraordinary African-American woman who showed courage, intelligence, and determination during one of the most difficult periods in time for African-American history. Even though she was born into slavery, she didn't allow the barriers placed in front of her to stop her from learning, growing, and helping others. At a time when black people were denied many normal human rights, she secretly learned to read and write, proving that education is a powerful tool that no one can take away from you. What inspires me most about Susie King Taylor is that she used her knowledge and skills to make a difference in the lives of others. During the Civil War, she became the first African-American woman known to serve openly in the U.S. Army. She taught African-American soldiers how to read and write, cared for the sick and wounded, and supported those fighting for freedom. Her actions showed incredible bravery and leadership. Her story motivates me as a young black girl, also wanting to become a nurse in my future. I also chose her because her life represents the strength and resilience of black people throughout history. Despite facing slavery, racism, and discrimination, she continued to work hard and create opportunities for others. After the war, she opened up schools for African American children because she believed education could help future generations succeed. Susie King Taylor's story reminds me that determination, education, and courage can overcome even the greatest challenges. Her achievements helped break barriers for African Americans and women, and her legacy continues to inspire people today. She is a powerful example of how one person can create change, uplift the community, and leave a lasting impact on history. Her story motivates me to keep pushing myself towards greatness, to not give up on my dreams, and take my education seriously.
What is Susie King Taylor famous for?
She's known as the first African-American United States Army nurse. She was also an educator for formerly enslaved people. And she's also the only African-American woman to publish a memoir of her Civil War experiences. Unfortunately, when Susie King Taylor passed away, she didn't get a headstone until later, which was blank. However, if her headstone did say something, it would state she was born August 6, 1848, and she died October 6, 1912. Her quote will read, "I gave my service willingly for 4 years and 3 months without receiving $1. I was glad, however, to be allowed to go with the regiment to care for the sick and wounded comrades." She was buried at Mount Hope Cemetery in Boston, Massachusetts. Susie King Taylor was an important figure in both American and African-American history. Born into slavery in Georgia in 1848, a period of time when African Americans faced huge challenges and struggles and were denied basic human rights. Despite the laws that made it illegal for enslaved people to simply learn to read or write, Susie secretly attended school and gained an education. Her determination showed the strength, courage, and perseverance that you had to have if you wanted something simple like an education if you were an African American during this time period. During the Civil War, Susie joined the Union forces and became the first African American known to openly serve with the U.S. Army. She worked as a nurse, teacher, and helper for the soldiers of the 33rd United States Colored Troops. She cared for the wounded soldiers, helped prevent the spread of disease, and taught many soldiers how to read and write. Her work proved that African American women had an important role in the fight for freedom and equality for Black Americans. After the war, Miss King Taylor continued to serve her community by opening schools for African American children. She believed that education was one of the most powerful tools for success and progress, which I agree heavily with this statement. Through her teaching, she helped create opportunities for future generations and showed that knowledge can help people overcome many obstacles. Later in life, Susie wrote a memoir about her experiences. By doing this, it preserved an important part of history that might otherwise have been forgotten. Her story highlights the intelligence, leadership, and determination of African Americans who worked tirelessly to improve their lives and their community. Susie King Taylor's legacy reminds us that courage, education, and perseverance can create a lasting change. She remains an inspiring example of how one person can make a difference and help pave the way for future generations. A life lesson you can take from her is that education and determination can help overcome even the toughest challenges. Quotable quote from her is, "There are many people who do not know what some of the colored women did during the war." I chose this quote because it's very true. Black people are one of the most oppressed and marginalized groups in society, especially Black women. All of our contributes in fields like education, science, arts are many times overlooked or our credit is taken. This leaves us without the recognition we deserve and is very unfair. In 5 words, I would describe Miss King Taylor as courageous, intelligent, determined, compassionate, and inspiring. I chose these words because she taught herself how to read and write even though she was enslaved. She served as a nurse during the Civil War and became a teacher and an author. She cared for sick and injured soldiers. She advocated for education and equality throughout her entire life, and her accomplishments and resilience encouraged others to overcome challenges and pursue their goals. So, 2 final facts I'll mention about her is that she was the first African American woman known to serve with the U.S. Army, and she wrote a memoir called Reminiscences of My Life in Camp. And the reason I keep highlighting these details is because she broke so many barriers at this time, at a time when black women had almost no opportunities, especially in the military or medical fields. By serving as a nurse, she not only saved a life, she also set such a great example for future generations. By publishing a memoir, she gave us a first-hand look on what life was like during this time, preserving the stories of resilience, courage, and determination that often go unheard. If a movie was created about her, it will highlight how she taught herself to read and write even though it was illegal, and it will show how she became an educator and built schools for young black children. It will also show how she became an author and shared experiences about her life. In conclusion, Susie King Taylor's life is a powerful example of the strength, resilience, and excellence that African Americans have shown throughout history. Despite being born into slavery and facing so much discrimination, she refused to let obstacles define her future. Through her education, courage, and determination, she became a teacher, nurse, author, and leader who helped countless people. Her story demonstrates how African Americans have overcome injustice, fought for freedom, and made important contributions to the growth of the United States. Susie King Taylor's achievements remind us that knowledge, perseverance, and pride in who we are can lead to extraordinary success. Her legacy continues to inspire future generations to stand strong, pursue their dreams, and create positive change in the world. Susie King Taylor is an amazing, important woman. I'm proud to be doing my project on her. May she rest in peace and may her legacy continue to thrive.